Uh, hey, I'm Charlie from the local hairdressing shop. I like they come into my hair shop to have a haircut or a full facial or a massage. I see one massage on Facebook where you get a massage and a head job at the same time, and I don't give head jobs, I'm sorry. I don't know if the lady in the fruit shop next door would give a head job, but you don't know, maybe I could ask you. But I think $20 is pretty cheap for a massage and a head job. Anyway, all the best. Get down and see me sometime and get your hair cut, right?
So much for the ad. Right, little chit chat about things. Rain. It's been raining here for, I don't know, days and days and days, could be weeks. I don't know. Just every time you look out the windows, you get black clouds, pissed down, gone, sun comes out. So I get the mower, don't I? I go out and start to mow the grass and black clouds and it pisses down again and I change my clothes. I changed them twice yesterday. Have a shower, get warm again, dress. Sun comes out and you go out and have another go at mowing the lawn. Piss down again. I've just finished the front. 3 days I've been trying to get the front bit mowed. Finally got it. It's a bit of a mess, but it's better than nothing. And of course, rain brings all sorts of problems like leaks on the roof. Well, we find this leaky roof there poured in over the sliding door. Pouring in. But we had 3 containers and 2 buckets underneath the door in the lounge catching the water. I'm just rolling the smoke here. I like to smoke a little more than normal because the government needs the money, you know, like they're only getting 73 cents out of every dollar you spend on tobacco. So you've got to look after the poor bastards. You know, they need a holiday and they need a massage and all that sort of stuff. So just doing the right thing here. Besides that, I like the pictures on the packets. All of this. Love them. I think it's wonderful. Especially the colour. I always like British racing green. And it's a nice British ray. I don't know if you can see it there. Beautiful colour. I had a card that colour once. But, you know, I suppose the whingers and the do-gooders and all those people that don't smoke, drink, shag or cough, they're the ones that tell us what to do. So I suppose you've got to keep them happy, you know. You've got to keep the money rolling in. Anyway, back to the roof leaks. So we decided to get the roof fixed. And around the first guy we won't go into was a bit of a calamity. Didn't do much of a job. The roof leaked more when he finished than when he started, but you know, didn't pay him, so that's no problem. I'm not a fella that you do a job and it ain't right and expect to get paid, because I'm telling you now, I don't do things like that. And they wish they hadn't either sometimes. Anyway, and these 2 guys come and do the roof. I won't go into the name of who the company was or the business because at the moment it's not leaking. But if it starts to leak and I don't get anything done about it, well then I'll come into the company name, spread it around, tell everybody. And appears they did a reasonable job, but then again, you think at $750 an hour, they should do a good job. I'd give them their dues. They were here for 5 hours, and I'd say half an hour before that to have a look at the job. That was another day. And they brought a sheet of iron that had been shaped so they could put it in like a gully or something they call it. And probably about, I don't know, a dozen tiles, 15 tiles. And as I said, spent 5 hours. Works out to take the goods, the cost of the stuff off, around about $750, $800 an hour. Who wants to be a vet? I mean, vets probably only charge you $400 or $500 an hour. Doctors don't charge much these days, so they don't know any frigging thing. They send you off to a specialist. Besides that, you walk in and they say, well now, tell me, what is the problem? Well, stuff do I know. I came to you to find out. I got this ache in my arm. I see, and how long have you had the ache in your arm? I've had it about a week. So you've only just come in after a week. That's right. And they go on and on and on, and in the end they give you a script for a painkiller that you wouldn't. You give a canary and it'd laugh at you. Anyway, while I'm on the doctor's thing, I says, give me a painkiller that works. I want something that works. Do you understand what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'll ring up my friend and get a delivery of morphine. And he smiled and he said, morphine really isn't good to be using too often. I said, do I look worried? He said, it's also addictive. Do I look worried again? So you think you can get some? I don't think anything. I know I can. You think I'm joking, don't you? I ain't joking, mate. I want painkillers that work, or I'm going to go on to the morphine. So he's giving me painkillers, and they spin me out, and they do all sorts of shit. They make you tired and dopey and cranky. Well, I'm pretty good at that without painkillers. But we'll see what happens. But if it don't work, there's always the back door. But yeah, this place, we're finally getting it into shape, the house, I mean, replaced a few odd things like the stove, the floor, the steps, repainted, fixed the drains, roof repairs. Probably cheaper to build a new house. But never mind, that's the way it goes. And then you go down the road to buy some petrol. We've moved to the coast, you see. Bad move to move into a tourist area. Because everything goes up in price in a tourist area. I don't know where you fellas are sitting, but it goes up in price here. The area we've moved into, petrol in Coffs Harbour, down the road some, they tell me is normally 10 to 12 cents dearer than anywhere else per litre. So I suppose they've all got to make a quid, especially the truck. I'd love to have the truck that delivers it, because they all say it's carrying charges, cost of delivery. Imagine having a truck with 60,000 litres of fuel on board, and you get 12 cents extra to drive another 40 k's from the last town to the next one to drop it off, because it's a bit dearer, the extra cost. It's bullshit. Absolute crap. Then, of course, I go down the street and buy a hamburger. Fuck me. $15 for a hamburger. That's like, what must be 15 is 10, that's $1.53. $18 American for a hamburger. I think that's a bit much myself. But then you've got to look at the overall picture. You go to the club and you have a really nice meal there, and it costs you about $20, 25. Well, not 20, $23, and you get a really nice meal. 20 odd prawns in there and rice, and really nice. Makes the hamburger look like shit, I know that. So then you go and play the pokies and put a few bucks in the old poker machine, and your donation, you're going to lose. I mean, anything that you get 3 cents back for a 50-cent bet thrills you. But never mind, you do it. Why do you do it? In this area, because the council owns the club. Is that a good one? Matter of fact, they own the biggest club in the next town as well. They're doing all right. But I suppose they're trying to compete with the federal government. They own brothels. So we got councils, they got the clubs with the gambling, and they advertise all the time trying to stop you gambling. Gambling's no good for you. We're going to take welfare off people and tell them how to spend it, because they just go to the club and put the money in the machines. And the other side is put it in our machine at our club, because the council owns that one. Hey? If you want to have a root, come to the government brothel. Don't go to them backdoor jobs where you pay less and you get a bit of service. Come to the government one. We want the tax for a start, and we like to see you there, my son. I can remember my granddad saying, won't be long and they'll be taxing sex. Well, I haven't got a camera in my bedroom yet, not that it'd do them much good. But, you know, what can you say? Then we get the haircuts. I mean, you can see my style. It's really pretty attractive, isn't it? I mean, you've got to admit. I look in the mirror in the mornings and I think it's Elvis looking back at me, till I realise it's the photo my Sheila put up next to the mirror. But anyway, it's I hate going to barbers or hairdressers. I just can't stand people feeling around me friggin' head. I went into one in Brisbane one time, puts the hand on my head, starts a massage, and then says, and how would you like it cut today, sir? And I looked around and I'll tell you, I don't know who moved faster, me or him. He weren't rubbing his hand through my hair, knowing where his fingers had been, I can tell you that much. Yeah, well, the only thing missing out of this chat is the ads. Put one in at the start. I could throw a couple more in, because I notice you watch on any of them now. Don't matter, YouTube, you can watch Facebook. We watch pay TV and we get ads in the middle of everything as well. Why would you have pay TV? We go on Foxtel, and for Christ's sake, most of the movies I saw 25 years ago. Jesus Christ. It's a joke, isn't it? But I should do this more often. It's taken me a while to smoke this smoke. You're no good to Al-Free. He likes a bit of special inside of that. I gave me mate a joint once. He said he ran out and he wanted a joint. Yeah, I got a joint on you, have you? Yeah, mate, I said, I'll roll one for you. So I rolled one, gave it to him. He sat on the back of his four-wheel drive, had about 8 to 10 puffs of it, big, deep inhale. Like this, and then his eyes went glazed, and he sat there all day till about 4:30 in the afternoon, frozen stiff. His missus reckoned I put something in it to upset him, but all it was a joint rolled out of heads of the plant, in other words. No crap. They roll it to tobacco and they sprinkle a bit of this shit in it. That ain't smoking a joint. When you smoke a joint, you got to smoke a joint. Talking about joints, I'd better leave, because it's going to get up to 15 minutes and they only allow me 15 minutes. It's 13 minutes, 24, 25 and 26. So I better skedaddle, I suppose. I was going to throw a few clean jokes in, but I don't have time, so I'll save that till next time. And I'm looking in here, and Jesus Christ, I'm looking good for my age, aren't I? I should trim this a bit too. Me Sheila used me scissors to trim the bloody garden weeds outside, so I can't trim my beard anymore. Now it says stop capture. Well, you got to admit that's something the Mexicans have worked out. All right, howdy doody, a ruby dirty.